everybody, it's Lou of Lou Sims Paper Crafter, and I'm here with my second video using the new designer choice dies for November, which are called Damask Strips. You can see them all over here. And what inspired me for this project was using up strips. After doing a lot of prepping for tonic and everything like that, where we cut things down, I am left with strips of card and little bits that are great for using with sentiments or stamping on, a little bit too big to throw away, so I keep them. So that inspired me to think about how can I use them and how can I use them in different ways. So I've done the design so it will be the same but repeated in different colours. And what I'll do is I'll put two of them away and we'll go through how I've come about with the idea in my head. Right, now these are the different handcrafted papers, and that is one of the Kraft white craft foil. Move those. So as I said, I'm left with lots of different strips. So what I've done is I've made myself an A6 card blank from the Craft Perfect craft card, and I've used an offcut I had to create my background. And then what I have done is I've used the second smallest detail and I've put it in either side of, you know, this paper. I will link all the names of everything I'm using either in the video or underneath. So that gave me my background. I actually did have a strip like this that I didn't even need to cut down, so I thought that could sit on the middle. And then it gave me, well, what else can I do? And I had a slightly longer, just a little bit longer strip of this card. So I've cut this detail in, which has the circle in. So I've cut that actually into the card. And I thought that could then sit on top like that. And using the larger butterfly, and again scraps, I've cut myself two of the butterflies to sit in the middle like that. Now I've done exactly the same, whoops, she says trying to reach them, for offcuts of the different bits of blue that I've had around. But this time, instead of using some of the Indian papers, I've just used cream card, and I've layered them like that. And whoops, they're having a fight with each other. Let's put them on there. We'll glue them down properly. But this time round, I've cut a smaller little butterfly. I don't know whether for this one I'm going to cut a smaller one in the pinkish card. We'll see. And then when I was going through, looking through what other strips I had lying, you know, around that I could use straight away, I came across some of this red, which I had recently used. So I've just done it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up one of the cards at least to show you the process, but I will have the other two done, and then we can go about adding more decoration to them. Right, so that's my basic design, and as you can see, all I've done is layered strips on top of strips. So I'm going to carry on now and do the other two cards, and then we can look at what sort of decoration we can add to the cards. I don't want to make them too fussy. I want to leave them as they are, because the idea behind it was to make quick cards using the dies and my leftovers. So let's go about making the others quickly. Right, that's the 3 cards very quickly made, as you can see. Do you know, I'm actually quite blown away with how quickly they came together and how much it's using up bits I keep just in case. Love the third little butterfly, and I think I will cut myself a third one from like this salmony pink colour. I can't remember the name of it now, but I will link it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab some other embellishments, and we can see about what we can do next to add to the cards. I don't want to make them too fussy, but I think they need something else. So I'm going to pause the video and go and grab some bits. Right, I'm back, and as you can see, I've grabbed quite a few bits of pieces. I'm just going to move the tools out of the way for us to have a look at. So I'm just going to put some bits away. But what I wanted to show you by what I mean by bits, so you can understand what I'm trying to use up. So there'll be like things like this that I keep, even strips like that, because they work great with the strip dies. So this is what I meant by the different strips. Let me just move that out the way. And then if I look in the handmade paper box I've got, this is what I mean by taking some of these strips that I keep and I've used then to create my cards, because they're still too good to throw away. Right, okay. So I just move them out of the way. Now what I've done whilst I was grabbing some bits was I cut out another small butterfly to see about adding it into the centre there, because I didn't know whether the cream was still a little bit too stark, but we'll see. So I've got them, and then I have cut one from the card I was talking about, the handmade paper, to go in the centre. But then again, I wasn't too sure, so I then cut one to go in the Kraft card. So I've got those two to look at. I've got a selection of ribbons because I didn't know whether I could, whoops, let's try that, do a knot or do a small bow in there. I've gone for ribbons. I'm dreadful for using the twine, so I thought I'd try and do something different this time. So I could, in the centre, have a bow, you know, so in a contrast, well, not contrast in this instance, in a matching colour. I could go for a contrast for each one, sort of thing. I'm talking about contrast, and I mean I could go for something similar. So or I could go for something quite sheer. I could technically do it in a knot. So if I did that as a knot, and then I could put a gem on the top, or I could do it at the bow. This is when when you make videos like this that you were doing them live, so I could see what everybody's suggestions were. But hey ho, if you've got any ideas, please leave them in the comments section, because I have enough little bits of strips that I can make the cards again, but try different things. So I could use the sheer one because I'm using the cream like that, and even if I put a coloured butterfly back in, that stands out quite nicely. And let's have a match against that one, and it works quite well with that one. Will definitely work with those two. Let's have a look at and then I've got a white here. This might be a little bit too thick to make a small bow, and probably a little bit too chunky. Yeah, it's too chunky. Let's try a knot. Right. See, I'm not naturally a ribbon person. I'll default to my good old sequins. So I think I'm going to go for the cream on that, but I'll reserve judgment on the end one there. What I also thought is, in the Nouveau, we've got lots of different types of gems and crystals that we can use. So I've just grabbed a handful, and I thought it'd be nice to have a look. So if I had this one here, let's grab the largest heart from here, for example. I could put a heart in the centre, which I quite like, on top of I could put it on top of the ribbon, or I could put it straight away into the center of the butterfly. So I've got two choices there. So the red option, I think I'm going to stick to the ribbon and the heart. Right, for the blue, we've got the water droplets. Let's have a look. Let's grab the biggest one of those. I think it's that one. Let's have a look. So I could put, again, that in there, and I could put a gem on the top. That looks quite nice. Let's move that for a moment. Or what I was thinking is I could actually just put a gem straight away into the center. I think I'm definitely going to cover the cream. It just feels too brash. So I could put a gem into the center, and what I could then do is in different places add one or two other gems just to tie things in. Oh, they could go in that way actually. Go that way around. So I thought do that with the gems. So let's just put them back in there before I lose them everywhere. Like that one. Right. Oh, well, I've lost them all over the place. So let's put that there. And then finally for the final one, I'm not 100% sure about the cream in the sheer, but I might see if I've got a white. If not, I will use the cream. But we've got the rose triads, and I thought they could also work and sit in the middle. So let me just put them out of my hand, out the way. So I could do a bow or even a knot and put one of the triads in the center just to add a little bit of interest. And all the gems come in 3 sizes, so I can still use them, but I've got options that if I wanted to put some in the corners, I still could, but I could put them as different sizes because there's the smaller one there as well. So this is the 3 sizes, which means I can match up things if I wanted to, or I could have them, let's have a look, if I stagger them going up. So that gives me some options. So I'm going to go and fire up the hot glue gun, and I'll be back shortly. So they're my cards. As you can see, they're pretty quick. They use up loads and loads of stash. Now, before I go, can I ask for your help? I don't know if they need any more. So what I meant was, so for instance, where I've got this red one, should I be putting, you know, some extra hearts, say like that for the top? I'd obviously repeat it at the bottom. If I can get it out of this tin here. Oh, let's put it in my hand, probably easier. So do I do something like this, you know, and match it, you know, top and repeat it at the bottom? Or do I leave it plain? That's for the red one. I didn't know whether I should be doing something similar on the blue and putting some drops maybe into the corners. So I could do that. You know, and then I could put 2 more up the top there. Or I didn't know whether they just stood out then for the wrong reasons, not for the right reasons. So if you can, any suggestions on the blue one as well, that'd be brilliant. The end one, I was thinking about putting some more of the gems in the corners, but I didn't, because of the papers, it just got lost. So I didn't know whether I could put, you know, like Nouveau drops, or I just leave it as is. So any suggestions, please put them in the comments below. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my second video using the Damask strips. I'd love it if you're not a subscriber, if you would subscribe to my channel. Hit like would be wonderful for the video too. And I'll be back shortly with a third project, which is something different again and uses a different range of tonic products with the Damask strip dies. Many thanks for your time. Don't forget to leave me a comment about what you think I should do further with the decoration, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.